Local coverage you can count on continues with Josh Hayen's Sports Report. Sports coverage you can count on.
From state championships, epic moments, and every heartwarming story in between, 2023 was a great year for Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio sports. As we close out the year, let's run it back one more time at WANE 15. Here's our picks for the top 15 sports moments of 2023.
We're tipping off our top moments with a bang. It was a senior day to remember for Purdue-Fort Wayne's Damian Shanqui. Shanqui drilling this buzzer beater from just past half court to cap off a last-second win for the Duns. 1 month later, Blackhawk Christian boys basketball capping off a memorable year with the ultimate prize. Trailing by 11 at halftime, the Braves rallying to win their third state title in 5 years. It was also a pretty heartwarming moment for Blackhawk Christian head coach Matt Roth, who took over after the passing of beloved coach Mark Davidson. Speaking of the highlight zone, one of the best to ball in Northeast Indiana got the call of a lifetime in early April. The Atlanta Dream selecting DeKalb High School grad Leah Brown with the 15th overall pick in the WNBA draft, also becoming the first area player taken in the league in 17 years. Turns out, Brown was traded to the Connecticut Sun a few weeks later, where she spent most of her rookie season in the Northeast. Brown wasn't the only former Highlight Zone star getting their shot in the big leagues. That's right, Bishop Dwenger grad Joe Tippmann taken in the second round of this year's NFL draft. The New York Jets picking the offensive lineman with the 43rd overall pick. And so far, so good for Tippmann, who started nearly every game at center this season with the Jets. If Fort Wayne had a Mount Rushmore of area athletes, DeMarcus Beasley would likely make the cut. One of the best to ever call Fort Wayne home. Beasley joining Soccer Immortality in May by being inducted to the National Soccer Hall of Fame. Of course, WANE 15 made the trip to Frisco, Texas to document a historic day for Fort Wayne sports. If you're having a hard time catching up with Addie Wiley, you're not alone. One of the best runners Northeast Indiana has ever seen, Wiley just kept adding to her trophy case this spring. The Huntington University standout winning NAIA national titles in the 800 and the 1500 meter runs. Weeks later, Wiley would go on to set a collegiate record in the 1500 meter run. This June, Trine softball made amends from last year's national runner-up finish. Led by East Noble High School grad Don Dinkelson, the Thunder winning their first D3 national title in program history by winning a doubleheader to clinch their best-of-3 series against Salisbury. Turns out, Trine softball's memorable season also clinched the first national title in a team sport for the university.
So let's please welcome the next coach of the Fort Wayne Comets, Jesse Calicky.
The winds of change were a-brewing inside the jungle this summer. Jesse Calicky, a former assistant coach with the Florida Everblades, was named the new head coach of the Comets over the summer. As you might expect from a new regime, it's been an up-and-down season so far, but still plenty of hockey to come in 2024. Well, it's no secret, Parkview Field is a summer staple of the Summit City. But for the first time in 6 years, baseball fans finally getting a taste of the postseason. The Tin Caps powering their way with a franchise record 136 home runs, earning their first playoff spot since 2017. Now, despite dropping their first-round series, the fact that the Caps made the playoffs amid 2 waves of roster movement, pretty impressive from this year's team. In late October, Homestead enjoying a double dose of state champions. On October 21st, Alex Graber and Eric G. rallying to win the program's first double state title. Then that next week, Notre Dame signee Addison Canablo pacing the way for Homestead girls cross country to win their first state title in program history. That same month, the World Series getting a hint of Fort Wayne flavor. Heritage High School grad Andrew Solfrank called up to the majors in early September, and since then, the Southpaw helped the Arizona Diamondbacks march to the Fall Classic. In his first plate appearance, Solfrank wound up to pitch 1 1/3 scoreless innings. Flip the calendar to November, what a run for Southwood Volleyball. Led by longtime head coach Tom Finnicol, the Volley Knights making their 3rd ever appearance in the state finals. Turns out those last 2 appearances, 2009, 2014. Now, Finnegal told us days before the state finals that the math was adding up to a pretty special day in Muncie. Turns out Finnegal was on the money, as Southwood shook off a slow start, beating Tecumseh in 4 sets to win their first state title in program history.
On a line to center, Kiermaier with a dive! Kiermaier with another catch!
At 33 years old, Kevin Kiermaier is proving an old dog can learn new tricks. The Bishop Luers grad making the most of his only year in Toronto, earning his 4th Gold Glove of his career. Meanwhile, Northside grad Zach McKinstry also named a Gold Glove finalist for the utility role in the American League. Finally, we wrap up our look back on the year with Northeast Indiana's most recent state champions. Coming off a heartbreaking finish in last year's semi-state round, Snyder more than making amends this season. The Panthers marching all the way to Lucas Oil Stadium, and it was Uriah Buchanan breaking loose, over 200 rushing yards, in fact 1 yard shy of tying Von Dunbar's record for longest touchdown run in a 5A title game, as the Panthers rolled past Decatur Central to win their 3rd state title. The next day, Bishop Luers adding on to their storied history by earning their 12th state title in the 2A game. Pretty impressive run overall for the Knights, especially considering the team started the year 0-2 with some eye-popping losses to East Noble and New Haven.
We've shared our top 15 moments, and now it is your turn to decide which one's your favorite. Right now on WANE.com, you can look back on all these stories and vote for your #1 moment. We'll reveal the winner on New Year's Eve. I'm Josh Ayen, and that's your local sports report.